Exclusive contract with Feilu Novel Network Novel. Hong Kong Film. I Am Beautiful Qiankun. Start with Little Stubbs to slash the fire. Qiankun traveled to the world of Hong Kong film fusion and found himself a beautiful Qiankun from Hong Xing's fit. Internally, Jiang Tiansheng led Hong Xing and the other hall leaders to exclude him. Externally, several clubs such as Dongxing frequently attacked their own territory. Amidst internal and external troubles, my good brother Bashu was even stabbed to death by Chen Haonan. At this point, the iron-blooded owl system awakens and rewards the Tony brothers as subordinates at the beginning of the game. Chen Haonan, if you stab my brother Dongguan, I'll sleep with your horse. I'm very angry now, Tony, tie up the little Stutter for me to reduce the fire. Kill Chen Haonan, kill Big Boss B, and force Jiang Tiansheng to retreat. Qiankun step by step ascended to the leading position of Hong Kong, leading his club to dominate Hong Kong Island and walk towards the world. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. I am Liangkun, Iron-Blooded Owl System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Haonan, you did a good job stabbing Dongguan tonight. Mr. Jiang is very happy on his end and is preparing to find a suitable day for you to take the position of Hong Xing Hong Stick. Qian Mountain. In Big Boss B's bar, Big Boss B is admiring Chen Haonan. Sitting next to Chen Haonan were pheasants, de Tianer, foreskin, and banana skin. Brother B, after Dongguan died, Liangkun was completely isolated and helpless. Chen Haonan chuckled lightly. Tonight, he and the Mountain Chicken brothers went to stab Dongguan smoothly. It's like picking up a red stick for nothing, how could I be unhappy in my heart? Not bad, Liangkun is always thinking about Mr. Jiang's position, little did he know that his death date is approaching. Boss B sneered. Liangkun is constantly at odds with Jiang Tiansheng within the Hong Xing Club. Jiang Tiansheng has long wanted to get rid of it and then quickly. However, considering that Liangkun is also the leader of Hong Xing Hall, it is not easy to openly attack Liangkun. So we can only slowly use Jian to kill Liangkun. Tonight, asking Chen Haonan and his team to take down Dongguan is one of the strategies. Dongguan is the master of Dongxing in Mong Kok and also a good brother of Liangkun. After Dongguan died, Liangkun lost a lot of help. Moreover, if Dongguan still owes Liangkun 20 million Hong Kong paper, it becomes a dead end, indirectly weakening Liangkun's economic strength. Brother B, since Mr. Jiang hates Liangkun so much, why do you still let Liangkun be a fit person in Causeway Bay? The people from Causeway Bay are a fat guy. The Mountain Chicken took a gulp of beer and asked Big Boss B in confusion. Boss B chuckled lightly and said, among the 12 entrances of Hong Xing, only Causeway Bay is the easiest one to be crossed by other clubs. Due to the excellent geographical location of Causeway Bay, it is convenient for other clubs to ship powder products. So whether it's Dongxing, Zhongxinyi, or Number Gang and Liansheng, they all want to completely defeat Wan Chai. Mr. Jiang asked Liangkun to become a fixture in Causeway Bay, seemingly taking care of her on the surface. In fact, it is to let Liangkun face the attacks of other major clubs. When all the people under Liangkun's command are beaten up by other clubs, Liangkun can also die. Mr. Jiang is still tall. The Mountain Chicken couldn't help but give a thumbs up. Causeway Bay. Inside a bathing center. Qiankun was lying alone on the big bed, with a furrowed brow. It has been several days since I traveled to this world. According to Qiankun's understanding, this is a world formed by the fusion of countless Hong Kong Island gangster films. And he sadly became the beautiful Qiankun of Hong Xing. According to the plot of the movie, Liangkun was killed by Chen Haonan and the others because he had a conflict with Jiang Tiansheng. Qiankun doesn't want to be such a tragedy. So these days he has been thinking about countermeasures. Qiankun brother. At this moment, a little brother ran in a panic. What's going on? Qiankun raised his eyebrows. Little brother quickly said, Brother Dongguan has been chopped to death. What? Qiankun frowned slightly. Due to Liangkun's unruly behavior, the relationship between everyone and him is not good among the fit people within the Hong Xing club. Although Dongguan is the master of Dongxing in Mongkok. But he is one of the few good brothers in this world, Liangkun. Now that Dongguan has been chopped to death, he has completely become a lonely family. More importantly, Dongguan still owes himself 20 million Hong Kong paper. The 20 million Hong Kong paper in this world is not a small amount. Now that Ba is locked up, who can I ask for money from? Do you know who killed Dongguan? Qiankun asked the younger brother. It was Chen Haonan and Shanji who killed Ba Shuj. Little brother, quickly respond. Indeed, it was Chen Haonan and his team who killed Dongguan. Qiankun sneered, which was exactly the same as the plot of the movie. Alright, you go out. Liangkun waved his hand at the younger brother and he quickly walked out. Jiang Tiansheng, you made me a fit person in Causeway Bay, making me face so many club attacks every day. More than half of my subordinates have been defeated. Now you're sending Chen Haonan to chop my good brother Dongguan to death, leaving me isolated and helpless. Are you trying to make me go to hell? Qiankun lit a cigarette and pondered what to do next. Ding! The Iron Blood Owl Xiong system is starting to bind. Binding. Ding! The Iron Blood Owl Xiong system has been successfully bound. At this moment, an electronic voice appeared in Qiankun's mind. Has the system finally arrived? Qiankun's face lit up with joy. It had been several days since he traveled, and the system had finally arrived. According to Qiankun's understanding through mental communication. Discovering that the Iron Blood Owl system is a system that can be purchased from subordinates using Hong Kong paper. These subordinates are all experts from different movies or TV dramas, and after successfully purchasing, they are also absolutely loyal to Qiankun. At the same time, the system will also publish tasks and receive certain rewards after completing them. Do you have a beginner's gift package? Qiankun didn't rush to open the system mall, but asked a question. After all, previous online novels have all said that newly awakened systems will have a beginner's gift package. Ding! It has been detected that the host is bound to this system for the first time. 3 beginner gift packages will be given as a gift. Ding! Newcomer gift package. Tony's 3 brothers have received it. Ding! Novice gift pack. 100 members of Jingwu's sect have arrived. Ding! Novice gift pack. Yuanjia top up. Please go to the personal warehouse of the system for realization. Chapter 2. Tony's 3 brothers, crowned Yuanjia. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Qiankun quickly opened the personal warehouse of the system. There are 3 cards lying quietly in the warehouse. First, he took out the cards of the Tony brothers through his mind. Does the host have the current Tony brothers manifestation? A curtain of light flashed past, and 3 fierce figures appeared before Qiankun's eyes. These 3 people are none other than the Vietnamese brothers Tony, Ah Cha, and Ah Hu in the movie, The Trigger. Master. Tony's 3 brothers knelt on one knee towards Qiankun. Get up, call me Kun Gu in the future. Qiankun was pleasantly surprised in his heart. Tony's 3 brothers are all ruthless people with one enemy against 10. Especially Tony and Ahu, their strength is very high. With them as subordinates, the road ahead will be much easier. Yes, Kun. The 3 Tony brothers nodded. Later, Qiankun revealed 100 members of the Jingwu sect. These 100 members of the Jingwu sect are all disciples of the Jingwu sect founded by Yuanjia. Although these members of the Jingwu sect are not considered experts. But it's not a problem for a member of the Jingwu sect to fight a few ancient puzzles, it can be considered a true elite. Master. 100 members of the Jingwu sect blocked up Qiankun's bathroom and knelt down on one knee towards him. Get up, call me Qiankun in the future. Qiankun waved his hand casually. Yes, Qian. 100 members of the Jingwu sect nodded one after another. Finally, Qiankun took out the third card. Yuanjia's top. Has the host been crowned with Yuanjia top up? Qiankun did not hesitate at all. According to the system explanation, as long as he reaches the top of Yuanjia, he can obtain Yuanjia's full body of martial arts and internal strength, and become a true expert in one leap. Being a triad on Hong Kong Island is not possible without some strength. So Qiankun attaches great importance to topping Yuanjia. Quickly, the cards turned into golden beams and flooded into Qiankun's body. At the same time, Qiankun only felt that his muscles and bones were constantly being refined and enriched. A series of martial arts skills seemed to be ingrained in every cell. After a moment, Qiankun opened his eyes, as if a flash of brilliance had flashed through them. At this moment, Qiankun felt an unprecedented strength. Even if the three Tony brothers in front of him went up together, Qiankun had the confidence to easily grasp them. Ding! Task release, detected that the host's good brother Dongguan was chopped to death by Haonan. Please seek revenge against Haonan. Different rewards will be given based on the extent of the host's retaliation against Haonan. Does the host receive tasks? Accept. Qiankun accepted the task without hesitation. Even without the system publishing tasks, he couldn't have let Haonan go. After all, Haonan and Big Boss B are both confidants of Jiang Tiansheng. Jiang Tiansheng couldn't tolerate him anywhere, and sooner or later he would have to tear his face apart. However, how should we retaliate against Haonan and get rid of him? Qiankun quickly made a mistake. If Haonan is killed now, it would be like openly tearing apart faces with Big Boss B and Jiang Tiansheng. Now that I am not yet fully fledged, it is not the best time to tear my face apart. While Qiankun was in distress, a voice suddenly came from outside the door. Nange, here, the private rooms here are empty. A woman's voice reached Qiankun's ear. As a loyal fan of Hong Kong Island gangster movies, Qiankun immediately recognized that this was the stuttering voice of Haonan's horse. At this moment, Qiankun's head horse, Lai Chang, also pushed the door and walked in. Lai Chang saw the members of the number 100 Jingwu Gate and the three brothers Tony in the room. Although he was puzzled, he didn't ask much. Lai Chang just said to Qiankun, Brother Qian, Haonan and his horse stuttered and came here to wash their feet. It's in the room not far from you. Very good, Haonan. I didn't go find you, but you actually brought it to your door yourself. Qiankun sneered and said to Lai Chang, these are Tony's three brothers. Take them to control Haonan. Dongguan was chopped to death by Haonan, and Jiang Tiansheng and Big Boss B protected Haonan. Now is not the best time to kill Haonan. But I am very angry now. I want to use Haonan's horse to subdue the fire. Qian, use Haonan's horse to subdue the fire. Lai Chang's eyes lit up. Xiao stuttering is a famous beauty in the martial arts world. I don't know how many short mules covet the beauty of small stutters. But everyone is wary of Haonan's strength, and no one dares to take action against little Stutter. I didn't expect Qiankun to take action on the little Stutter today, it's really exciting. Lai Chang quickly took Tony and his three brothers to Haonan's room. At the same time, Qiankun also called for another leader to come in and arrange for the 100 members of the Jingwu sect. After finishing all of this, Qiankun swaggered towards Haonan's room. Is anyone watching? Can someone cast some flowers or review votes to support it? The author kneels here to thank all the readers, thank you kneeling. Chapter 3. Stepping on Haonan, what are you? You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Nange, Causeway Bay is really bustling. Even the bathing center is much more upscale than Sea and Mountain. In a room, a seductive little Stutter was happily looking at Chen Haonan next to him. In the future, we will stay in Causeway Bay forever. Chen Haonan chuckled lightly at the little Stutter. Although Hong Xing is currently a handsome fit in Causeway Bay. But Big Boss B has already revealed to Chen Haonan that when he kills Liangkun in the future, Jiang Tiansheng will support Chen Haonan as the leader of Causeway Bay. So Chen Haonan has long regarded Causeway Bay as his future territory. If there is anything to do, Chen Haonan will come to Causeway Bay for a stroll twice. After killing Dongguan today, he will immediately ascend to the position of Red Stick. Chen Haonan was even more proud of himself. After coming out of Boss B, he drove a sports car and took Ma Zistering to Causeway Bay for shopping, while also coming here to wash his feet. Bang! Just as Chen Haonan finished speaking, the door of the private room in the bathing center was suddenly kicked open from outside. Then the three Tony brothers walked in. Who are you riding horses? Get out of here. Chen Haonan stared fiercely at Tony's three brothers. Although Causeway Bay has been planted with many flags by other clubs, it is still nominally Hong Xing's territory, so Chen Haonan is confident and fearless. Chen Haonan, Kuan Gu has something to do with you. The Tony brothers didn't speak, but Lai Chang walked into the room with a smile on his face. Liangkun is looking for me. Let him come over by himself. Chen Haonan naturally knew Lai Chang and frowned, saying, Haonan, how can I say that I am also a fit person from Causeway Bay, and I don't even call Qiankun Gu. Qiankun walked in from outside with a sneer at this moment. Chen Haonan looked at Qiankun and felt a bad feeling in his heart. After all, he just stabbed Qiankun's good brother Dongguan to death. But on second thought, Chen Haonan realized that he and Qiankun were both from Hong Xing. Moreover, Big Boss B and Jiang Tiansheng are also covering him up, so Qiankun should not dare to do anything to him. This is also Chen Haonan's confidence in daring to come to Causeway Bay for shopping and foot washing. At present, Chen Haonan said to Qiankun, Liangkun, I only have one big brother, which is Brother B. Tell me, what's up with you? During his speech, Chen Haonan appeared arrogant and completely ignored Qiankun. Because Chen Haonan knows about Jiang Tiansheng and Big Boss B's plan. In Chen Haonan's eyes, Qiankun will always be a dead person. As for the position of fit person, Chen Haonan knew that he would also rise to power sooner or later. Qiankun raised his eyebrows, and Chen Haonan was really arrogant. If we don't give him some color to see today, his tail will have to fly up to the sky in the future. He smiled at Chen Haonan and said, Haonan, actually I have nothing else to do with you. I heard your horse is very beautiful. So I came over specifically to ask you, can you give me your horse to work for one night? Grass mud horse, Liangkun, do you dare to touch my woman too? Chen Haonan was extremely angry and directly cursed at Qiankun. Tony at the door heard Chen Haonan scolding and took 3 steps forward, ready to teach Chen Haonan a lesson. Faced with Tony approaching, Chen Haonan is also not cowardly at all. After all, he is Hong Xing's famous thug, and his skills are widely recognized. Don't kill anyone. Qiankun just gave Tony a command. Tony nodded and then punched Chen Haonan towards the door. Chen Haonan sneered and was about to wrap his palm around Tony's punch. However, just as Chen Haonan slapped, he noticed Tony's left foot also kicking towards his abdomen. At this point, Chen Haonan had no time to defend and was so shocked that he was kicked out by Tony. What kind of thing are you, dare to curse our Kun brother? Tony grabbed Chen Haonan by the collar and punched him heavily in the abdomen, causing him to vomit blood. In front of Tony, Chen Haonan had no strength to fight back. Even though Chen Haonan is Hong Xing's gold medal hitter, Tony is still the most powerful villain character in The Spark. How could Chen Haonan be Tony's opponent? Under the attack of a pear-blossom rainstorm, Tony directly beat Chen Haonan to sleep on the ground and vomit blood. Nange. Nange, are you okay? Little stuttered and cried as he ran over to check on Chen Haonan's injuries. But he was pulled up by Qiankun. Qiankun smiled at the little stutter and said, "Little stutter, you don't want your Nange to have anything to do you? Kun. Kun brother. Please release Nan brother." A small stuttering and crying mouth. Qiankun burst out laughing and said, "It's okay to let Chen Haonan go, but Chen Haonan just killed my good brother Dongguan today. I am very angry now. If you can help me lower the fire, I can release Chen Haonan." Grass mud horse. Liangkun, what kind of man are you? You have the guts to fight me alone. Chen Haonan lay on the ground and cursed at Qiankun, struggling to get up, but he couldn't get up no matter what. Qiankun stepped directly on Chen Haonan's face and sneered, "What kind of thing are you? A Hong Xing's 49th son is also worth fighting against me alone." Chapter 4. Little Stutters help me lower the fire. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You killed my good brother Dongguan today, you really think I can't do anything about you? Qiankun's leather shoes rubbed fiercely against Chen Haonan's face and sneered, "Everyone is from Hong Xing, and I really can't take your life. But your horse is not Hong Xing's person, is it? I slept with her tonight, and Jiang Tiansheng didn't dare to say anything. Kun. Kun brother. Please release Nan brother." At this moment, Xiao stuttering came forward again, earnestly pleading with Qiankun. Qiankun pressed the little stutter under his body and said, "Little stutter, whether or not to let Chen Haonan go depends on your performance." Grass mud horse. Liangkun, what do you want to rush at me? Let go of the little stutter, my grass mud horse. Chen Haonan was trampled underfoot by Qiankun, anxiously and frantically shouting and cursing. Qiankun directly asked Ah Jia to seal Chen Haonan's mouth. Later, Ahu found a rope and tied Chen Haonan to the beams and pillars of the room. After finishing all of this, Qiankun waved his hand and asked the Tony brothers and Lai Chang to retreat. Afterwards, Qiankun directly took out a dagger and pressed it against Chen Haonan's throat. Then he said to Little Stubba, "I'll only count 3 times. If you don't help me lower the fire after 3 counts, I'll stab Chen Haonan." Woo-woo. 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 Chen Haonan's eyes widened as he wanted to speak, but he couldn't speak. 1. 2. 3. Qiankun finished counting 3 times, but stuttered and remained motionless. At this moment, Qiankun's face turned fierce and he was ready to stab the dagger into Chen Haonan's throat. Although killing Chen Haonan may cause some trouble, now Qiankun urgently wants to receive a system reward. To obtain system rewards, one must retaliate against Chen Haonan. Originally, Qiankun intended to stutter and retaliate against Chen Haonan through this method. But since Xiao stuttering is unwilling to come forward and help him reduce the fire, he can only kill Chen Haonan. Only in this way can we obtain system rewards. Compared to system rewards, it doesn't matter if you offend Jiang Tiansheng and Big Boss B. Anyway, tearing off one's face is just a matter of time. No, don't kill Nan Gu. Kun Gu. I promise you. At this moment, Zaya stuttered loudly and rushed over to hug Qiankun, crying. Qiankun closed his eyes in pleasure. Chen Haonan, you killed my good brother Dongguan today, and now I'm bullying your horse in front of you. Isn't that a great feeling? Qiankun also took the time to take a look at Chen Haonan who was tied up. As Chen Haonan watched this scene, he was overwhelmed with anger. 2 hours later. Qiankun shouted at the door, Lai Chang, come in. Kun Gu. After Lai Chang came in, he looked at the crying little stuttering and Chen Haonan, who had fainted from anger, and his heart was filled with envy. You and Ah Jia Ahu, along with a few brothers, will send Chen Haonan and Xiao Stuttering to Big Boss B. Tell Big Boss B that Chen Haonan confronts me regardless of hierarchy, and I have taken action to educate Chen Haonan for him. Qiankun put on his pants and made a cold noise. Yes, Kun. Lichang nodded and called Ah Jia and Ah Huin. He also called out a few brothers and together they took Chen Haonan and Xiao Jia out. Xiyin Mountain. In the bar of Boss B. Boss B, who had just returned from Jiang Tiansheng, looked at Shanji and Tianer in confusion and said, "Where's Haonan? Why is he missing?" Just now, Xiao Stu said he was feeling bored, so Nange took Xiao Stu to go shopping in Causeway Bay. Tianer hugged a bar dancer and smiled at Big Boss B. Boss B nodded and didn't say much. Now that Chen Haonan has just killed Dongguan, he will soon rise to the position of Hong Xing staff. It is normal to take a horse to consume during a time of spring glory. Although Causeway Bay has been infiltrated by other clubs and some flags have been planted, it is still Hong Xing's territory and there should be no accidents. As for the pretty people in Causeway Bay. Although Liangkun and Bashu are good brothers, Big Boss B doesn't even take Liangkun seriously. After all, Liangkun has always been Hong Xing's person, and Big Boss B thinks that Liangkun dare not do anything to Chen Haonan. Boss B, our Kun brother asked me to bring Chen Haonan and his horse over to you. At this moment, the sound of Ah Jia outside the bar rang out. Boss B and a group of mountain chickens quickly walked out of the bar. But the few people immediately saw Chen Haonan lying on the ground covered in blood. And the little Stutter was crying and crying because of his disheveled clothes. They are all people on the road, and everyone just takes a glance to understand what happened. At that moment, the mountain chicken roared at Ah Jia, "Grass mud horse, how dare you touch Nangu? I'll kill you." As soon as he spoke, the mountain chicken pulled out a mountain knife and rushed over to chop at Ah Jia and the others. Is anyone watching? Can someone cast some flowers or review votes to support it? The author kneels here to thank all the readers. Thank you kneeling. Chapter 5. Someone attacks Causeway Bay. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As the mountain chicken draws out its mountain knife. Tianer and Bao Pai Jiao Pai, among others, also drew out their mountain knives in an attempt to kill Ah Jia and the others. Chen Haonan lay on the ground and said fiercely, "Mountain chicken, big sky, chop them to death for me, chop them to death." Chen Haonan hated to the extreme. Today, he was not only beaten up by Liangkun's subordinates. Even the beloved woman stuttered and was fucked by Liangkun. And it was done in front of him. This kind of blow made Chen Haonan's killing intent extremely strong. However, at this moment, Big Boss B stopped the mountain chicken and the others. Mountain chicken, don't move even on the second day. Boss B stopped in front of the mountain chicken and looked at Ah Jia and Lai Chang. Boss B doesn't know Ah Jia, but he knows Lai Chang. So Big Boss B sneered at Lai Chang and said, "Xiao Qiang, go back and tell Ah Kun that Ah B has recorded this account. Hee, let's go." Lai Chang smiled and whistled to the pheasants. Then he greeted Ah Jia and Ah Hu as they drove away from Xiyin Mountain. "Boss, why don't you let me kill them?" After Lai Chang and Ah Jia left, the mountain chicken looked at Big Boss B with some dissatisfaction. "Boss, today Liangkun is a street thug, he's so strong." He stuttered a little. Chen Haonan also spoke with blood-red eyes. Boss B first glanced at Chen Haonan and Xiao Stuttering and said, "Haonan, the top priority now is to quickly take you to the hospital. As for the incident of Liang Kunqiang's stuttering, he will pay the price tonight." Shanji quickly asked, "Boss, what do you mean? Are you going to organize people to kill Liangkun's street thug later?" "No, it's not me." Boss B shook his head and said, "I just came back from Mr. Jiang, according to his intelligence. Tonight, Dongguan Zai, who won together, and Golden Tiger Grasshopper, one of the 5 tigers of Dongxing, will attack Causeway Bay. Since Liangkun became a fit member in Causeway Bay, he has fought more than 10 matches with other clubs, big and small. Liangkun's subordinates have lost most of their losses, and now there are not many people under Liangkun's command. After tonight, Liangkun should not be far from death. Speaking of which, Big Boss B looked at Jiang Tiansheng and said, "So I just told you not to do anything. Anyway, after tonight, Liangkun and his team will all die or be injured. We don't need to take action." "Boss, I understand." The mountain chickens were not stupid, so they immediately nodded. Boss B continued, "I'll come back and pick up something, and I'll be going to Mr. Jiang's place soon." Tonight, Mr. Jiang held an overnight meeting of the Hong Xing mouth fit personnel. The purpose is to discuss who will be the overfit personnel in Causeway Bay after Liangkun runs out of ammunition and food. I have already communicated with 13 sisters and Han Bin and they, and when the time comes, we will recommend Haonan to become the top fit person in Causeway Bay. Mr. Jiang also intends to recommend Haonan to take office, and at that time Haonan will be promoted to both the Hong Xing stick and the Causeway Bay fit. Nange, who is a fit man in Causeway Bay. That's great. Shanji and De Tian Air all cheered loudly. Even Chen Haonan lying on the ground had his eyes lit up. Boss B spoke again and said, "I have discussed with Mr. Jiang and his team, and we will wait for Haonan to take over the position of the fit personnel in Causeway Bay. We, Hong Xing, will unite all the entrances and exits to uproot the influence of other clubs in Causeway Bay and make Causeway Bay uniform." Shanji and De Tian'er cheered again. Chen Haonan also looked at Big Boss B with gratitude. "Alright, Foreskin and Banana Skin, please take Haonan and Xiao Stu to the hospital. Shanji, Tian'er, come with me to Mr. Jiang's place." Boss B made arrangements and several people quickly took action. On this side, Qiankun is still lying on the big bed in the bathing center, checking the system's rewards. Ding! Mission completed. Strong host. Stuttering and successfully retaliating against Chen Haonan. Now reward the host. Tianyang Cheesy. Ding! Tianyang Cheesy has been credited. Please go to the personal warehouse of the system for cash out. Heaven raises 7 sons. Qiankun's expression was joyful. This day raising 7 sons is the villain in the movie, The True Nature of Men. They are 7 orphans who grew up in the midst of war and have extremely strong combat capabilities. Especially the heavenly health preservation among the 7 sons, in terms of personal combat effectiveness, he is definitely not inferior to Tony. One day, raising 7 sons to assist oneself will surely strengthen the territory of Causeway Bay. At present, Qiankun did not hesitate at all and directly revealed the Tianyang's 7 sons. Master. A curtain of light flashed past, and Tianyang Cheesy knelt on one knee in front of Qiankun. "Get up, call me Kuan-gu in the future." Qiankun raised his hand to Tianyang Cheesy. "Yes, Kuan." Tianyang Cheesy, led by Tianyang Health, immediately nodded. At this time, Lai Chang and the Jia have also returned from Xian Mountain. "Kuan, we have already sent Chen Haonan to Big Boss B, and Big Boss B did not make things difficult for us." Lai Chang pushed open the door and spoke to Qiankun. Then he said with some concern, "Just now I received intelligence that tonight, Dongguan Zai, who won with Liansheng, and Golden Tiger Sand Grasshopper, one of the 5 tigers of Dongxing, will attack our Causeway Bay. Is anyone watching? Can someone cast some flowers or review votes to support it?" The author kneels here to thank all the readers. Thank you kneeling. Chapter 6. Dongguan Zai smashed the scene. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Oh. Will Dongguan and Sand Grasshopper come to attack Causeway Bay? Qiankun raised his eyebrows. A few days ago, after traveling to Liangkun, he realized that he was in a situation of internal and external troubles. So Qiankun asked Lai Chang to spend money to develop eyeliner in various associations on Hong Kong Island. Unexpectedly, I received the information provided by eyeliner today. How many people are there in Dongguan and Grasshopper respectively? How did they plan? Qiankun asked Lai Chang about it. Because in Qiankun's view, intelligence is always the key factor to victory. The saying goes, only by knowing oneself and one's enemy can one win 100 battles. Kun, according to intelligence, Dongguan Zai and Qiankun will each bring 150 people to smash our password bar in Golden Dragon nightclub. Lai Chang quickly looked at Qiankun and said, now our subordinates are less than 200 people, I'm afraid they're not their opponents. Speaking of which, Lai Chang looked at Qiankun and continued, Kun, should we seek help from other halls of Hong Xing or Mr. Jiang? Ask them for help, will they help me? Qiankun sneered. The people who hope he will die the most now are probably Jiang Tiansheng and his group. How could Qiankun possibly seek their help? But what Lai Chang said is also a fact. Originally, Liangkun had nearly 1,000 younger brothers. But since Liangkun became a fit person in Causeway Bay, he has faced attacks from several other major clubs. There are currently less than 200 people who have died or been injured, including the 1,000 young brother. And these less than 200 young men have already been somewhat shaken in their military morale. It's probably not realistic to rely on these little brothers for anything. Fortunately, I woke up the system, otherwise tonight would be more or less unlucky. Qiankun sneered in his heart, and now the whole world is waiting to see his joke. Even the remaining 200 young brothers are lacking in confidence. At this time, Qiankun felt that he had to win this battle and rebuild the confidence of the group of brothers under his command. At present, Qiankun said to Lai Chang, all these 200 little brothers under my command are holding their ground. All remain motionless. Lai Chang was shocked. Did Kun give up? Kun, are you preparing to soften Dongguan and Qiankun? Lai Chang couldn't help but whisper a question to Qiankun. Take it easy. How could it be? Qiankun pointed at Tony's 3 brothers and said to Lai Chang, take Tony, Ah Jia, and Ah Hu, and each of you take 50 members of the Jingwu sect to the password bar to wait for Dongguan. Later, Qiankun looked at Tianyang Chizi and said, health preservation, you 7 siblings take the remaining 50 members of the Jingwu sect to the Golden Dragon nightclub to wait for the sand grasshopper. As many people as they come, cut them down for me. Yes. Tony's 3 brothers and Tianyang's 7 sons nodded one after another. Although Lai Chang didn't understand why Qiankun only arranged so few people to face Dongguan Zai and Grasshopper, he still followed Qiankun's instructions and arranged it. After everyone retreated, Qiankun slowly lit a cigarette. This time, he wants to win more with less and completely establish his reputation. He wants to regain confidence in the remaining 200 young men through this battle. And attract more antique enthusiasts to join their own team. 1 hour later. It was already 2 o'clock in the middle of the night, and there were almost no pedestrians on the streets of Causeway Bay. 20 or so vans parked at the entrance of the password bar like lightning. The shrewd Dongguan boy walked down from one of the vans. Behind Dongguan Zai, there are a total of 150 members holding machetes and Liangkun. The current Liangkun is led by Ale, with Dongguan Zai and Didi as the main leaders, as well as Jimmy and Master Su. Jimmy has the most money among all the leaders of the Liangkun Hall, but Dongguan Zai and Didi are the most ruthless and brotherly leaders. Tonight, Liangkun's good brother Ba Guan was stabbed to death by Chen Haonan. Dongguan believes it is the best time to take down Liangkun. Because it is well known in the martial arts world that Liangkun is not favored within the Hong Xing Club. Dongguan Zai predicts that they will attack Causeway Bay, and other members of the Hong Xing society will not interfere. So Dongguan Zai joined forces with Dongxing Sand Grasshopper to attack Causeway Bay in Liangkun. Dongguan Zai has already discussed with Sand Grasshopper. They are going to exterminate Liangkun tonight, and then divide the land of Causeway Bay equally between the two. Go in and see Liangkun's subordinates. Kill them all. Dongguan Zai looked at the password bar and waved at the 150 little brother under his hand, saying, if anyone can kill Liangkun, give Hong Kong paper 1,000,000 yuan. Kill. The 150 young brothers under Dongguan Zai's command are energized. These 150 young men all carried machetes and fished into the password bar. The same scene also occurred at the entrance of the Golden Dragon nightclub. One of the 5 tigers of the Eastern Star, Jin Mao Hu Sha Meng, is also preparing to smash the Golden Dragon nightclub with 150 young brothers. Is anyone watching? Can someone cast some flowers or review votes to support it? The author kneels here to thank all the readers. Thank you kneeling. Chapter 7. Dongguan Zai dies, Sand Grasshopper runs for life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What should we do? Dongguan and the others are here. In the password bar, Lai Chang couldn't help but swallow his saliva as he looked at a Dongguan boy who walked gracefully after crossing the hurdles. Dongguan Zai is not only the leader of Liangkun, but also a famous red stick in the martial arts world, especially capable of fighting. Behind Dongguan Zai were 150 young men carrying machetes. And on my side, besides the Tony brothers, there are only 50 members of the Jingwu sect left. Can we really win against Dongguan Zai? I'll kill one, I'll kill a pair of two. Unlike Lai Chang's nervousness, Tony appeared very relaxed as he slowly walked towards Dongguan. After licking the tip of the mountain knife with his tongue out, Tony was the first to greet him. Kill. Tony let out a loud shout and rushed ahead. Kill. Ah Jia and Ah Hu also followed closely behind. Then 50 members of the Jingwu sect, wielding mountain knives, slashed towards Dongguan Zai. Lai Chang watched as Tony and the others rushed out, so he also carried a mountain knife and rushed out. The lives of his entire family were saved by Qiankun, and his life has long belonged to him. So even if he knew that Dongguan had a greater advantage in terms of population, Lai Chang did not flee in the face of danger. Kill them. After seeing Tony and his group of only a few dozen people, Dongguan Zai's face lit up and he shouted at 150 young brothers. As for the younger brothers in Dongguan, they were pleasantly surprised to see that Liangkun was stationed at the password bar with only a few dozen subordinates. In the eyes of Dongguan Zai and his group, isn't it a matter of minutes to eliminate the dozens of people like Liangkun? However, a situation that no one expected happened. After 50 members of Jingwu Gate met 150 young brothers from Dongguan, it felt like a wolf entering a flock of sheep. Quickly cut down Dongguan's little brother to a large area. Not good, these people are all practitioners. As soon as they met, they were first cut into a large area, which surprised Dongguan. Dongguan Zai didn't know, although Qiankun only arranged a few dozen people in the password bar. But these dozens of people are all members of the Jingwu sect, all disciples who were personally taught by Yuanjia back then. Although these members of the Jingwu sect are not yet true experts, compared to these short mules on Hong Kong Island, it is like adults hitting elementary school students. Force value is not of the same magnitude at all. Among them, Tony and his 3 brothers came from a fierce background and were incredibly brave, harvesting life after life with their swords. I didn't expect Kun Gu to attract a group of experts. After seeing this scene, Lai Chang was extremely ecstatic in his heart. He picked up his knife and neatly chopped off the head of a Dongguan young man. Kun Gu said, quick and decisive. Tony seemed like a fierce tiger rampaging through the crowd, harvesting a life with every move he made. These little brothers from Dongguan have no ability to resist Tony at all. Brother, why don't you treat my brother like a vegetable? Dongguan Zai couldn't bear to watch anymore. He held a knife and directly slashed at Tony's neck. Death. Tony dodged Dongguan Zai's machete on one side and then swung his knife towards Dongguan Zai's front door. Dongguan Zai took advantage of the situation and tried to block Tony's attack. Zheng. Two machetes collided and made a sharp sound. Under Tony's full blow, the machete in Dongguan's hand was shaken and dropped directly. And Dongguan Zai himself was also shocked and collapsed on the ground by Tony's powerful blow. Too strong. Dongguan is extremely shocked. He is already a renowned thug in the martial arts world, with a red stick added to the joint victory with the hall leader. But he couldn't stop Tony's move. This has given Dongguan Zai an unprecedented sense of fear. At present, Dongguan doesn't care about anything else and just wants to escape from here. Did you run away? Tony sneered as he watched Dongguan Zai get up and try to escape. I saw Tony throwing his mountain knife directly out of his hand. With a scream, Dongguan Zai's right calf was cut off by Tony's throwing mountain knife. Death. Tony took 3 steps in 2, picked up the mountain knife again from the ground, and with one blow, he cut off Dongguan's head. At the same time, the 150 young brothers brought by Dongguan Zai were also killed or injured by Ah Jia and Ah Hu, as well as 50 members of the Jingwu sect. The boss has been chopped to death, run quickly. The remaining little brothers in Dongguan were scared to death when they saw Dongguan being chopped to death. These little brothers dare not continue the fight, they just turn around with their knives and want to escape. However, Tony and the others had no intention of letting this group go. Tony and the others chased after him, wielding knives and chopping all the remaining group of young men from Dongguan to death on the spot. In just a few minutes, Dongguan Zai and the 150 little brothers he brought were all chopped to death at the entrance of the password bar. On Qiankun's side, only a few members of the Jingwu sect were hit a few times, but it was not a big deal. The situation at the entrance of the Golden Dragon nightclub is similar to here. The Tianyang Seven Sons, led by Tianyang Health Preservation, are incredibly fierce. Tianyang Chizi, along with 50 other members of the Jingwu sect, directly killed all 150 young brothers of Dongxing Sand Grasshopper. But the Sand Grasshopper himself is more cunning than Dongguan. During the match, the Grasshopper himself did not get off the car. When he saw that the situation was not right, the Grasshopper drove away directly. Is anyone watching? Can someone cast some flowers or review votes to support it? The author kneels here to thank all the readers, thank you kneeling. Chapter 8. Raise the flag and take back part of the territory. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Causeway Bay. Wanxiang Seafood Restaurant. This is one of Qiankun's territories in Causeway Bay. At this moment, Qiankun was standing alone on the high platform on the 2nd floor. And downstairs, there are nearly 200 young men eating seafood. Qiankun is waiting for news from the password bar and the Golden Dragon nightclub. Quickly, the 3 brothers Lai Chang and Tony walked in carrying Dongguan's head. Tianyang Chizi also walked in. And 100 members of the Jingwu Gate stood in a neat row at the entrance of the seafood restaurant. Oh, who is that head? It looks like Dongguan with a winning team. I don't know, was Dongguan Zai killed by Kuan Ji's men? Nearly 200 young men were whispering as they looked at the Dongguan head in Lai Chang's hand. These little guys still don't know about the fight between the password bar and the Golden Dragon nightclub. Kuan, all 150 people in Dongguan have been killed, and Dongguan's head is also here. Lai Chang and Tony reported to Qiankun. Tian Yangshan also said, Kuan Gu, all 150 people of the Sand Grasshopper have been chopped to death. But the Sand Grasshopper is quite cunning, he never got off the car from beginning to end, let him run away. Qiankun nodded. Although the Sand Grasshopper ran away, both the Sand Grasshopper and Dongguan Zai's troops were completely taken down, which is the harvest. And Dongguan's head was also cut off. This is the best medicine to boost morale. At present, Qiankun lifted the head of Dongguan Zai and stood on the high platform, looking at the younger brother below, saying, Brothers, just now, Dongguan Zai and Dongxing Sand Grasshopper led their troops to attack our territory in Causeway Bay. Dongguan Zai and the 300 people led by Shah Grasshopper were all killed by us, and Dongguan Zai died on the spot. These days, our entrance to Causeway Bay has been stepped upon by other clubs. We have fought many battles, big and small, with most of our original brothers killed or injured. Causeway Bay has also been infiltrated by other clubs to plant flags. Your women, your money, have all been snatched by other club street thugs. Can you bear it? I can't bear it. Damn it. Make sure to take out other club street fights in Causeway Bay. Not bad, take back our territory. Nearly 200 young brothers were extremely excited to hear Qiankun's words. Especially after seeing the head of Dongguan Zai, their already depressed fighting spirit was reignited. Seeing this scene, Qiankun nodded. Then Qiankun exclaimed loudly, "Tonight, I will completely sweep the power of Dongguan and Sand Grasshopper out of Causeway Bay. I want to take back their restaurants, nightclubs, bars, and casinos. Brothers who are willing to fight alongside me, please stand up. If a brother is afraid, I, Liangkun, will not stop him. I will give you a settlement fee to quit the martial arts world from now on. Kun, we need to snatch the venue back. Not bad, we're not afraid. Kun, we must take back the territory." Nearly 200 little brothers stood up one after another, and no one was a shrinking turtle. When these little brothers saw that Dongguan had been killed, they felt that the future was full of hope. "Okay." Qiankun praised and spoke up, saying, "All of you guys pack up and follow the Lai Chang and Tony brothers to snatch back all the land in Yuanjia from Dongguan." Yes. Nearly 200 young brothers were full of fighting spirit and followed Lai Chang and Tony to lead their guys out. Immediately after, Qiankun looked at Chen and said, "You 7 brothers, with the remaining 100 members of the Jingwu sect, come with me and smash all the land of the Sand Grasshopper in Yuanjia." Yes. Tianyang Chizi and the remaining 100 members of the Jingwu sect followed behind Qiankun one after another. 2 groups of people and horses were dispatched one after another. Qiankun wants to take advantage of the situation and sweep out the power of Dongguan and Sand Grasshopper, and reclaim a part of the territory in Causeway Bay. That night, Qiankun and his team swept through all the restaurants, casinos, bars, and nightclubs in Causeway Bay, Dongguan Zai and Shachong. Due to the battle just now, all the elite subordinates of Dongguan Zai and Shachong died. The younger brothers who stayed to watch the show were all unremarkable. So when Qiankun and his team went to sweep the venue, it went exceptionally smoothly. It can be said that it is absolutely crushing. Quickly, Qiankun chopped down all the little brothers of Dongguan and Shah Grasshopper in Yuanjia. And all the business of Dongguan Zai and Shachong in Yuanjia was also taken over by Qiankun. That night, the entire Hong Kong Island's rivers and lakes shook. All the experts in the martial arts world were very shocked. These big shots received news that Dongguan Zai and Shachong teamed up with 300 people to attack Qiankun's territory in Causeway Bay. But except for the Sand Grasshopper slipping away, everyone else died. Dongguan Zai and Shachong's territory in Causeway Bay was even snatched back by Qiankun. All the experts in the martial arts world were surprised. They all didn't expect that Qiankun, who was already in dire straits, would be able to launch a decisive counterattack. Is anyone watching? Can someone cast some flowers or review votes to support it? The author kneels here to thank all the readers. Thank you, kneeling. Chapter 9. Chen Haonan's dreams broken. Jiang Tiansheng was surprised. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In Jiang Tiansheng's villa. Even though it was already early morning, the villa was still brightly lit. At this moment, Jiang Tiansheng sat upright on the main seat. Sitting next to Jiang Tiansheng were Chen Yao, Big Boss B, 13 Sisters, and Han Bin. In a more remote location, there are people such as Daikuji and Dafei sitting. Hong Xing has 12 branch hall masters, with the exception of Qiankun, all 11 others listed. Mr. Jiang, you gathered us up in the middle of the night. Do you know what's going on? De Kuji took a puff of cigarette to refresh himself and looked at Jiang Tiansheng in confusion. Jiang Tiansheng smiled mysteriously and did not speak. At this moment, his confidant Chen Yao said, "Everyone, tonight we have received intelligence news that Dongguan Zai and Dongxing San Grasshopper, who have won together, will lead 300 people to attack Causeway Bay." Upon hearing this, none of the 11 hall masters present spoke. Everyone knows that Causeway Bay is the territory of Qiankun. And Qiankun was always at odds with Mr. Jiang and was not favored by him. There are other clubs attacking Causeway Bay now, so naturally no one is willing to stand up for Qiankun. Seeing no one speaking, Chen Yao continued, "As far as I know, Liangkun currently has less than 200 young men under his command. So Liangkun must be unable to resist the attacks of Dongguan Zai and Sha Grasshopper. Whether Liangkun can survive after tonight is still unknown. But more importantly, after tonight, Hong Xing's territory in Causeway Bay is likely to be completely taken away by Liansheng and Dongxing. I don't know what everyone has in mind, get it back. Our Hong Xing territory cannot be taken by outsiders." The big fit from the North Point immediately spoke up. "Not bad, we must reclaim the territory of Causeway Bay. Damn it, Liangkun, this useless person can't even guard Causeway Bay." The Crown Prince of Tsim Sha Sui and the dinosaurs of Tun Mun have both spoken up. Okay. Jiang Tiansheng saw that everyone was speaking up and patted the table, saying, "After tonight, Kun's power will disappear on Hong Kong Island. I have decided to choose a younger brother to be a fit man in Causeway Bay. Then, the newly appointed infant will come forward and snatch back our territory in Causeway Bay. Do you have any suitable candidates?" After Jiang Tiansheng finished speaking, everyone buried their heads in thought. After all, Causeway Bay is an area with abundant oil and water resources. Whoever is elected as the new chief fitter in Causeway Bay, the club will naturally provide money and people to help him reclaim the land in Causeway Bay. And in the future, the Hong Xing society will definitely sweep the power of other societies out of Causeway Bay, making Causeway Bay uniform. So everyone wants to install their own people to sit in this position. I suggest Chen Haonan. Just as no one had spoken, 13 sisters from the Potland Street Fit were the first to speak. 13 sisters looked at everyone present and said, "Chen Haonan is the leader of Brother B, tonight, he just stabbed the master of Dongxing's hall in Mong Kok, Ba Guan. He will soon take over as our Hong Xing's red stick. And in the past, Chen Haonan has also made great contributions to the club and is loyal to it. I think Chen Haonan should be a new fit person suitable for sitting in Causeway Bay." 13 sister just finished speaking, and Han Bin, a person from the Kuiqing district's Mafet, followed closely, saying, 13 sister is right. I think Chen Haonan is the most suitable for this position. Before, Liangkun, the street master of Causeway Bay, was not awesome to let other communities infiltrate into Causeway Bay and planted many flags in Causeway Bay. In the future, if we want to sweep these forces out of Causeway Bay, we must have a strong hall leader. Chen Haonan's contributions to the club over the years are evident to everyone. And Chen Haonan is the younger brother brought out by Brother B, so if there are any difficulties in the future, Brother B will naturally take care of them. So I also think Chen Haonan is the most suitable for this position. I agree. I agree too. I think Chen Haonan is no problem. Choose a good day and let Chen Haonan rise to the position of both Red Stick and Wan Chai Hall Master at the same time. Chen Yao, the Crown Prince, De Fei, dinosaurs and others also spoke up one after another. What about others? Are there any recommended candidates? Although Chen Haonan was secretly arranged, Jiang Tiansheng still pretended to ask other hall leaders. At this moment, the general trend was inevitable, and other hall leaders also nodded in agreement with Chen Haonan to become a fitting person in Causeway Bay. Okay, since everyone has no objections, then the new fit man in Causeway Bay will be taken over by Haonan. Jiang Tiansheng made the final decision. Boss B's face lit up with joy. It would be great if the child he personally brought out could become the head of the Wan Chai Hall. However, at this moment, Chen Yao suddenly answered a phone call. After Chen Yao put down the phone, his face began to turn uncertain. "Io, what happened?" Jiang Tiansheng asked Chen Yao. Chen Yao hesitated for a moment before saying, "Mr. Jiang, I just received news that all 300 people from Dongguan Zai and Shachong have been killed by Liangkun's men. Dongguan Zai himself has his head cut off, and the sand grasshopper is nowhere to be found. And all the territories of Dongguan Zai and Shachong in Causeway Bay have been snatched back by Liangkun." What? Jiang Tiansheng, who had always been calm, couldn't help but change his expression and stood up with a quick rub. He thought tonight that Qiankun would undoubtedly die. Even if he doesn't die, he will definitely be beaten out of Causeway Bay by Dongguan Zai and Shachong. But I didn't expect Qiankun to turn the tables against the wind. Is anyone watching? Can someone cast some flowers or review votes to support it? The author kneels here to thank all the readers. Thank you kneeling. Chapter 10. 13 Sisters Support and Win Together. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Dongguan Zai and Sha Grasshopper's 300 little brothers were all killed by Liangkun's chopping. How could this be? There aren't many people under Liangkun's command, Ma Mingming. Boss B and 13 sisters are also a bit restless. They are all confidants of Jiang Tiansheng, so they naturally know Jiang Tiansheng's plan. Initially, Qiankun was asked to be a fitting person in Causeway Bay. It's because Causeway Bay is easily flagged by other clubs, and I want to borrow the hands of other clubs to kill Qiankun. In fact, the plot's direction was also as they had anticipated. The younger brothers under Qiankun's command were all beaten by other clubs and suffered losses, leaving less than 200 young brothers. So today Dongguan Zai and Shachong teamed up to attack Causeway Bay, and they all believed that Qiankun's death had come. That's why tonight's meeting recommended Chen Haonan as the new Causeway Bay prefit person. But now Qiankun not only killed all 300 people of Dongguan Zai and Sha Grasshopper, but also killed Dongguan Zai. And also took back the territory of Dongguan Zai and Shachong in Causeway Bay. In this way, things become a bit complicated. At least for now, it is impossible for Chen Haonan to become a fisherman in Causeway Bay, as it cannot be explained by reason or emotion. After hearing the news, the other fit people at the entrance of the hall also remained silent. Although Qiankun was not favored by Jiang Tiansheng. But Qiankun has always been Hong Xing's person. Now Qiankun has blocked the attacks of other clubs and has regained some territory. At this time, it is impossible for the club to let Chen Haonan rise to power. Unexpectedly, I underestimated Kun. Jiang Tiansheng gritted his teeth and then said to the 11 fit people in the hall, "Everyone, since Kun hasn't been eliminated tonight, let's temporarily postpone the matter of recommending Haonan to take office. Let's go home and rest after the meeting." The fit people at the 11 entrances have long been exhausted. After hearing Jiang Tiansheng's words, everyone stood up and prepared to leave. At this moment, Jiang Tiansheng said, B, 13 sisters, Han Bin, please stay for a while." After everyone else left, there were only Chen Yao, Big Boss B, 13 sisters, and Han Bin who were absolute confidants left in the room. Jiang Tiansheng slowly spoke up, Qiankun was not exterminated tonight. What do you think should be done next? Everyone is well aware of Jiang Tiansheng's desire to get rid of Qiankun. So everyone was thinking about countermeasures there. I saw Big Boss B slamming the table and cursing, Dongguan Zai and Sand Grasshopper, these two useless people with 300 people, were actually killed by Kun. It's really useless. After speaking, Big Boss B looked up at Jiang Tiansheng and said, "Mr. Jiang, why don't I find a few shrewd guys and directly kill Kun, who is a street thug? It's all done." Before Jiang Tiansheng could speak, Chen Yao shook his head and said, "No, if things are not done cleanly, let the world gossip about Hong Xing. 13 sisters also nodded and said, not bad. We can only borrow the hands of other clubs to deal with Liangkun, this street thug. We can't take action on our own. So what do you say? Jiang Tiansheng looked at the few people. 13 sisters rolled their eyes and smiled. Mr. Jiang, didn't Dongguan Zai be chopped to death by Liangkun? I think Liansheng won't give up easily. 13 sisters make sense. Dongguan Zai is the head of Liansheng, and also the godson of Liansheng's leader Lin Huaila. Now that his godson has been chopped to death, Lin Huaila will definitely take action against Kun, this street thug. Han Bin sat next to her, fully agreeing with 13 sisters' words. Everyone also felt that what 13 sisters said was very reasonable. 13th sister continued, Mr. Jiang, although the world knows you don't like to see Liangkun has always been a person of Hong Xing. So when other clubs attack Causeway Bay, they dare not act recklessly and have some concerns. Everyone is worried that making too much noise may cause war between clubs. So every time other clubs attack Causeway Bay, it's just a minor incident. I think you can call Lin Huaila, the leader of Liansheng, directly. We, Hong Xing, will not intervene in the matter of revealing Liangkun tactfully. In this way, we can let Liansheng go and deal with Liangkun. 13 sisters' strategy is very good. We Hong Xing won't be gossiped about, as we borrowed the hand of Liansheng to get rid of Liangkun. Not bad, Mr. Jiang can give Lin Huaila a call and give her a reassuring pill. Boss B, Chen Yao, and Han Bin all nodded in agreement. Jiang Tiansheng also feels that this seems to be a good solution. So he took out his phone and said, I'll call Lin Huaila now. And the headquarters of Liansheng. At this moment, the leader Lin Huaila, Jimmy, Big D, Master Su, and the plane are in a meeting. Everyone, tonight Dongguan Zai led people to attack Causeway Bay, but all 150 people who were taken out were killed. Dongguan Zai's head was cut off by someone, and even more so by Liangkun. What do you think? That D lit a cigar and curled his lips as he said, Dongguan kid, this idiot, has nearly 1,000 little brothers under his hands. But taking only 150 people to play Causeway Bay is so foolish. Jimmy shook his red wine glass and said, Dongguan Zai joined forces with Dongxing Sand Grasshopper to attack Causeway Bay. Everyone thought Liangkun was a dead fish, but they didn't expect everyone to underestimate her anyway. Dongguan Zai has always been one of us and Liansheng, and also the godfather's godson. Now Dongguan Zai has been killed. If we don't do something, people in the martial arts world will gossip about us. And Liansheng. Master Su frowned and spoke there.